Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you, depending where you are in the world. We are here live in London doing our nighttime devotion. The title today is called To Win Souls, Forgo Personal Gain. The scripture reading comes from Philippians 4:12 and 13. I know how to be abased, and I know how to abound. Everywhere and in all things I have learned both to be full and to be hungry, both to abound and to suffer need. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. In every age, Satan has sought to impair the efforts of God's servants by introducing into the church a spirit of fanaticism. Thus, it was in Paul's day, and thus it was in later centuries during the time of the Reformation. Wycliffe, Luther, many others blessed the world by their influence, and their faith encountered the wiles by which the enemy seeks to lead into fanaticism, overzealous, unbalanced, and unsanctified minds. Misguided souls have taught that the attainment of true holiness carries the mind above all earthly thoughts and leads men and women to refrain wholly from labor. Others, taking extreme views of certain texts of scripture, have taught that it is a sin to work, that Christians should take no thought concerning the temporal welfare of themselves or of their families, but should devote their lives wholly to spiritual things. The teaching and example of the Apostle Paul are a rebuke to such extreme views. When Paul first visited Corinth, he found himself among a people who were suspicious of the motives of strangers. The Greeks on the sea coast were keen traders. So long had they trained themselves in sharp business practices that they had come to believe that gain was godliness, and that to make money, whether by fair means or foul, was commendable. Paul was acquainted with their characteristics, and he would give them no occasion for saying that he preached the gospel in order to enrich himself. Claimed support from his Corinthian hearers. Right, he was willing to forego, lest his usefulness and success as a minister should be injured by the unjust suspicion that he was preaching the gospel for gain. He would seek to remove all occasion for misrepresentation, that the force of this message might not be lost. There's many preachers, pastors, churches which are labeled prosperity churches. Or teaching a prosperity message. That if you do this, you shall gain great wealth. If you say that, you shall gain great wealth. That is not the case. And you should work to some degree to live in this world. Obviously, if it's by his grace that you have inherited or being able to make such money that you don't have to work, then that's a true blessing. But you still need to live in this world, and you should still be ministering every day, everywhere you go. You cannot escape this world. You cannot escape people in this world. That is not what we're about. You should not be looking to, yes, live out on the countryside somewhere, maybe even remotely, but not to escape from everyone else. Because how do you expect to get jewels in your crown if you're not out among people showing the gospel or being the gospel or preaching the gospel? We should be living to win souls to Christ, the Christ. That should be our goal each and every day, regardless if you work or not, where you work, when you work. You should look for every opportunity and grasp it where possible to give, preach, teach, show the gospel. God bless you.